afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. Ali Corman-Kinshrieve here with the breakdown of the action in today's session, where we saw the Dow getting to new high territory and extending its win streak, Ken.
Yes, all-time closing high for the Dow. Same with the S&P 500. We'll take a look at three stocks today. Nice breakout for Huntsman, a leader in the chemical sector. We'll also take a look at Dollar General and Ingersoll Rand, a good industrial play.
Fantastic. Let's do that after we check in on the action of the major indexes. So here's the NASDAQ, which fell today, but just by 0.1%, but in positive territory. The Dow leading the pack up about 0.25%, while the S&P 500 and Russell 2000 up about 0.1% apiece. But Ken, it's not a bad thing necessarily to see the NASDAQ down today, and it was just down a smidge.
Yeah, no, this looks like a very orderly pullback for the NASDAQ. Yesterday's decline, even though it was a close near lows, came in very light volume and had a nice rally off lows today, and the index barely budged. So NASDAQ looks okay here after 4 bullish gains in a row. Pretty mild pullback so far.
Yeah, and we got to look at the S&P and Dow as well, which are both at new highs. So here we have the S&P 500 right around that 4,800 mark, round psychological level. It's getting close to that. So it looks like that's the magnet level to watch, with the S&P closing at 4,793 today.
Yeah, another all-time closing high, and you see yesterday it briefly crossed that 4,800 level, and looks like it closed just below it today. But yeah, this index is looking good. Probably a little better, a little healthier technically than the NASDAQ, but yeah, good day.
And same can be said for the Dow. So blue chips here in new high territory as well. And a quick look at small caps while we're at it. The laggard, of course, and still a lot of ground to make up here.
Yeah, no doubt. This index is pretty rough around the edges. That 200-day moving average, you see it reversed lower below the 200-day line yesterday. So we'll see if it can get back above it. And even if it does that, it's still going to have that red line to contend with the 50-day moving average. So small caps look pretty sick. The Dow and S&P 500, NASDAQ holding their own for sure.
Yeah, and let's take a look at a breakout in the chemicals sector. HU in Huntsman up 4% today, and some above average volume to accompany this move above 34.
Yeah, a lot of stocks in the chemicals sector look pretty good here. This was a little bit news driven because late Tuesday the company said it was exploring strategic alternatives for its textile dyes and ink business. So there was news fueling the breakout, but this was actually a picture perfect breakout over that left side high of 34.47. Still in the 5% buy zone, and pretty healthy relative strength line. So the weekly chart really showing what looks like a nice base on base pattern here. You can see an earlier breakout right there from that cut base, and then it moved sideways after that, sort of straddled the 10-week moving average, and a nice breakout today. So Huntsman's looking pretty good here.
Okay, and let's also check in on Dollar General.
Today's stock of the day, by the way, we did mention for Huntsman.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that,
on
Ken.
the homepage of investors.com right now.
Yes, check that out for a more detailed look. And Dollar General also vying for a breakout. In terms of the weekly chart, though, Ken, you did point out the warts this morning with this one on IBD Live.
Yeah, I think, well, you brought this one up, and yeah, it's again, technically it looks okay, but it's just not known for being a super strong price performer. You can see that with this relative strength line that's been trending lower for several months. Pretty sluggish relative strength rating. But that said, you got 4 straight gains for the stock here, and pretty decisive breakout or move above that 231.73 entry. Probably had an opportunity yesterday. You had that little trend line entry, but still in the early stages of breaking out over this 231.73 pivot. So according to our buy rules, it would definitely still in buy range here, and doesn't look like you're buying an extended stock, especially when you go back to the weekly chart. See, it's still in the very early stages of of a breakout here.
So yeah, with that relative strength line indicating longer term outperformance, perhaps going for a shorter term gain here, Ken, if stocks like Dollar General are the ones that are trending right now and money is flowing into.
Yeah, I mean, so the one thing we didn't talk about is sort of a very sluggish fundamental picture as well. You got sort of tepid annual estimates, and then the quarterly growth that you're highlighting here in the past 3 quarters, not so great. So with a stock like this, if you do want to put some money to work and try to profit from the breakout, I would look at this more as a I guess as a trade. And if you are able to get a 5 to 10% gain over a fairly short period of time, nothing wrong with taking a gain, but it'll just all about how the stock acts from here. Is it going to be able to hold above that 231.73 pivot? Is it going to follow through again after today's breakout? So what we know right now is there was good solid breakout today.
Yeah, and we do know that those highly valued growth stocks are not in favor right now. So that's why we're talking about Dollar General today.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and let's also check in on Ingersoll Rand in the industrial machinery group with a nice setup here and arguably an early entry that it presented as well earlier this week.
Yeah, they make compressors and pumps and the like, and this is just a good industrial stock. I mean, the Dow is acting so well in this market. A lot of industrial names acting right, and this is a nice little base setting up here. You can see a nice move above the 60 level on Monday. Now we're just going to wait and see if it can break out over that recent high of 62.06. As you can see, a relative strength rating of 90. So over the past 12 months, the price performance has been pretty solid. So much better than Dollar Generals that we just looked at. So look at this one as a breakout candidate. We switch over to the weekly chart and see a pretty good setup here as well. It's just sort of a kind of a slow stair stepper. It breaks out, moves sideways. So here it's moving sideways again and trying to break out from this flat base while holding support at the 10-week line. So another stock that looks pretty good technically.
All right. Thank you so much for that spot on analysis, Ken, and for everyone for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more on IBD Live, where we will be joined by special guest Charles Harris. He's portfolio manager at O'Neill Capital, and always great to have his perspective, a bit of a contrarian. And we look forward to getting his insights tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good one, Ken.
I wonder if we're going to be talking about the shipping stocks like Zim and Starbucks. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. I'm sure they'll get a little bit of attention along with Tesla and more. So we hope you tune in, investors.com/IBD Live for all the details. We'll see you there, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.